Hello, friends and family. How about that? This is family night, isn't it, Keith?
It is family night here at West Jefferson.
And I want to welcome you to another Red Raider contest. This is London going against West Jeff. And both teams are coming in at, I think, the same record, aren't they?
1 win and 2 losses for both these teams, so a real turning point for their season tonight as they face off against each other. Should be a great ball game, Gary.
Sounds like it ought to be. And London kind of had it shoved in their face last week, as did West Jeff also. And I'm kind of at a loss for words. I've been sick all week once again. And I heard I gave it to you, whatever it was. I hope I can give it some more so I get rid of this one. But anyway, so much for that. We are glad to be over here at West Jeff on the side with the press box. This is our first time to be over in the press box. Kind of enjoy it. Kind of like being in a situation here. And we're looking forward to a good game. Is there anything you want to add to this situation here?
Not right now. We'll add as we go, Gary.
We will also have a young man named Bill Markley. Well, he's not so young anymore. He's about 63. He'll be helping us out on commentary, so I'll see if I can get him on. We didn't have enough room in the camera right now to get him in here because Mr. Gates said there wasn't enough room, and he's afraid to break the press box down. So, but anyway, anyway, you guys stick around, Coach. We're looking for a good ball game. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Is it on? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the London Red Raiders coming on the field as West Jeff takes out to the middle of the field. London's coming on, and West Jeff band is making their move off the field after they've done a fine rendition of the national anthem. I'm catching myself, Keith, trying to out-talk the radio man over here, and I can't do that, so I might as well forget it, huh?
Yeah, we got the radio guys from Channel 103 right next door to us, and we got the gatekeeper up here at the
gatekeeper,
crow's nest.
Who is Mr. Gates, and so you'll probably hear him from time to time. We're also awful close to the West Jeff fans, so you'll probably hear them from time to time. Also, I got Bill Markley will be coming in. Where'd he go?
We're still a couple minutes away from tonight's ball game. Report is that West Jefferson won the toss and elected to defer till the second half, and London will be receiving and defending the right-hand goal on your screen.
Well, Bill Markley's supposed to be up here. I think he might have abandoned me here for a while. We got about a minute and a half to go before the game starts. We'll get the starting lineups. Pick them up right now. Can you hear him, Carl?
Gary, one thing I'm looking forward to tonight is the basic West Jeff London football game. A lot of defense, a lot of fundamental football, and if that's got to be West Jefferson's keys to win, is to play a lot of great defense, and they always seem to be a little bit small, and maybe not the biggest kids, but they play excellent fundamental football, and that normally gets them lots of wins in this series.
Yeah, that's for sure. And like I said, I don't know where we stand at in the series. I ran this week a tribute to London and West Jeff teams. The 1995 and the 1996 games was where London won, I think, 95, and then they lost 96. And we got quite a few sponsors from West Jeff who said they would like to buy some tapes to help sponsor the game for tonight to make this a big game. London didn't have quite the crowd I thought we'd have. I see a lot of empty seats over there. At least I think I do anyway. Crowd, West Jeff is probably about the same, looks like.
I'll tell you what, Gary, I was to this ball game, I think it was about 6 years ago down here, or it could have been 5 years ago. This stadium was completely surrounded by people standing around the track. It was just an incredible high school football matchup, and it's a great county rivalry.
Well, I'm looking for a good matchup, just like we said. West Jeff is 1-2, London's 1-2. Both teams have new coaches. Both teams are basically reloading and rebuilding, however you want to put it. And
add to the reload and rebuild, London looks like they're going to be receiving here real soon, Gary.
Yeah, London, West Jeff won the toss, so West Jeff will kick off, and they deferred to the second half to receive the ball and kick off the second half. So
both these teams have first-year coaches. You know, London with Dusty Calhoun, and West Jefferson with the recent Capital graduate, Krager. Curtis or Joe, I don't know which one it is. One of the Krager boys.
Okay, I'll find him here.
But it's a local crew, a local staff. They're deep in West Jefferson football history, and I think it's just going to be, it's a beautiful night. Should be a nice night to play the game. We're just about ready to kick off.
Who we got back this time? Myers.
Looks like Myers and Jordan Brock back again with the upbacks, Russell and that's Willard.
And Willard's the load. And he's brought down real quick by number 24, Clay Adams.
Looks like 88 Brandon Erb also in there on the tackle. London brings it back to almost a little past the 35, and that's good field position on a return. Looks like Dickens going to start out a quarterback for London tonight. Maybe that controversy's over. We'll see Dickens all the way tonight.
And it's going to be interesting to see what they do. They may use them both.
That's Laney around the left side.
Laney's
Nice
back
run.
up, and he's going to take some people with him. He picks up about 14-yard run that time.
That definitely a first down. Number 32, Derek Hood, the junior, on the tackle.
BJ's Laney, he's back after a short stint. He took a week off.
Looks like that wrap's been pretty much removed from his left hand, which has got to be a real plus for BJ holding on to the football.
I heard that Dusty Jones is supposed to be eligible, not eligible, but supposed to be playing tonight.
Yeah, he's back in there at left guard, so.
That's going to make a big difference in that line.
That's
Scott Willard.
That's Willard up the middle. Oh, he's almost got a first down, Gary. That was a nice
run.
run.
He's awful close to the first down that time. And we have a score of 0-0. And for those of you who did not hear the score, we are at 11:21 mark. We have a score of 0-0 in the first quarter. That shout out goes to Linda Marks, who watches the game and jumped all over me at the Madison Press today. And also Bill Gates Jr. sitting there here behind me.
It's like second and inches, Gary.
You hear him say, about time I give the score.
That's Laney around the left-hand side.
I tell you what, he's still punching for more yardage.
And that was the cheering of our cameraman, Carl King, right there. If you heard the oh my wow.
And Laney's up to snuff. He's got to make up for that week he took off. He got that hand heal.
That was a first down run by Laney. 14, Ian Huffman on the tackle for West Jefferson. That's a name I think we'll hear a lot tonight.
He'll have Willard probably out there leading him in playing. I tell you what, that was a quarterback played that really well. I mean, he run the fake completely out. I thought there for a second, I thought that the quarterback had kept the ball.
One thing, Doc, not that Dickens does, he really does carry out his fakes very well. And sometimes you don't think that's important, but it is extremely important.
Okay, we're going to be doing a lot of cutting here tonight, trying to get this whole thing in like we want to.
First and 10, London. It's Willard up the middle, big hole.
He's got some room, and he could go all the way. He's down to about the 6-yard line. Heck of a run by Willard, run over about 2 or 3 people. Harrison was on the tackle.
Got to give a lot of credit so far to 71 Mike Coyle, the center, and Dusty Jones, the left guard. They've just been running right over top the left-hand side of that line, and they've been doing a nice job opening up the holes.
Like I said, I still want to see a good ball game, and both teams are young, and we got...
That's going to be a substitution penalty on London.
Well, London draws the first penalty.
Hopefully that won't be a trend on things to come. Just a little bit of confusion there on London. I think they'll get things together here.
Set them back 5 yards, puts the ball back on about the 9-yard line now. We have first and 11 on the 11-yard line.
First and goal.
With 10 minutes to go in the first quarter, we still have no score in the first quarter. Hear me now, no score in the first quarter.
Who's winning?
London's had a lot of success early here with running the football. I'd look for him to keep it on the ground. That's Laney.
BJ Laney, he's got a line, and he's in the end zone. He's probably down on the 1-yard line.
Calling him short.
Knee went down on probably about the 2. Nice. Probably spotted about the 1.
Nice tackle by a sophomore there, number 25, Ryan Warner. Once again, the offensive line, Brad Gorman along that left-hand side, just opened up some big holes from his tackle position.
Like I was saying, the radio man over next to us saying that you can throw the records out the window. And then his next words were, I think they probably both want to throw the records out the window anyway. Quarterback sneak.
Touchdown.
Dickens, touchdown. How about that? I haven't seen a signal yet. That's on the board, touchdown. I didn't see a signal touchdown, but by the way, we did get a touchdown, got in the end zone without a fumble. So that's a good shot of things to come. We have a score of 6-0 with 9:14 to go in the quarter. If you want to repeat me, you can. Make sure these people get this score.
Nice 65-yard drive by London, all on the ground. Myers for the extra point.
It was nearly blocked, but it looks like it might be good, and it is good.
Looks good.
That's almost a line drive there. And there we had a shot of the scoreboard. For those who didn't hear me, we have a score of 7-0, 9:14. I'm going to run it in the ground because they just been beating me to death on this scoreboard thing. So I'm going to be sure they know what it is tonight.
I think one thing we saw there, Gary, and I've been hearing it all week, London needs somebody to step up as a leader for tonight's ball game, somebody that's excited to play, and maybe that offensive line is going to be the catalyst for London. Maybe they're the guys who are going to show up to play.
Okay. Like I say, we're going to be doing a little bit of cutting tonight because we got some other things we're planning on bringing to you tonight. Since this is a crosstown rivalry.
Number 12, Sean Myers to kick off for London.
He gets a good toe underneath that time, down about the 9-yard line, got a fumble. And went down again, he fumbled again and was able to pick it back up, number 34.
That's 34, Tom Endicott for West Jeff, a senior.
Tom Endicott, a senior for West Jeff. They don't have any sizes on these young men on either team.
So it can be 1st and 10 from the 15. Good field possession for London off that kickoff. Nice coverage on defense.
Get a chance to test this defense now. See what kind of changes Coach Calhoun's made for the London Red Raider team. As the Rough Riders come out, and he's met at the line. He's not going to give up until he picks up at least 2 or 3 yards on that play. Ball carrier was Derek Hood.
I think the biggest change we're going to see for London tonight is 54, Dusty Jones, back in there at the inside linebacker position. Him and Willard really do a nice job in there, and they're both real leaders of that defense. And I think London sorely missed Dusty last week.
And they got a good run there. And they come out pretty close to the first down. They may have gotten it.
That looks like the fullback Hood coming through again.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm looking at the wrong line. Time to come out of these glasses, Carl.
Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 4 for West Jefferson from the 21-yard line. So big play here for London on defense if they can put the stop to West Jefferson and get a punt. That's Dotson again.
Dotson, he drives too.
Well, that's Hood again, I'm sorry. It's first down, Red Raiders.
Jordy Jackson on that tackle.
Rough Riders, I'm sorry. First down, Rough Riders.
Tackle made by Jordy Jackson, first down, Rough Riders.
West Jefferson's offense has been kind of lacking the past couple of games against Canal, Winchester, and Fairbanks.
They're coming to play tonight as...
Nice tackle by Scott Willard, 45.
Tackle was made by number Tyree.
Tyree also on the pile.
Willard Tyree made the tackle and Willard drove him to the ground. So they're running at Tyree. Keith, what do you think?
Seems to be a solid pattern that seems to be developing. They try to negate his quickness by trying to run right at him. That's Hood again on the left-hand side.
He brought down.
Nice tackle on the play by Josh Dickens.
But not until after a first down.
Got a yellow hanky on the field. This may be coming back.
Dirty laundry.
I didn't see what the possible penalty might have been, but in that kind of position it could have been a hold.
Either a hold or a clip.
If that's the case, it's going to negate the first down that Hood had and should bring him down and make it about 3rd and 12 maybe.
Call that right.
It's going to be a clip.
The way he was running wide on that sweep and the way he got loose, it was almost not impossible, but you get a call. You look at it. Look at got a West Jeff players limping there quite a bit. Number 32, Hood.
That's Hood. We've seen him a lot.
We are at 6:44 mark in the contest of the first quarter. London 7, West Jeff 0. As they mark off a 15-yard penalty, I believe this time.
Apparently West Jefferson's been using a little bit of a 2-quarterback system. The start tonight goes to number 12, Matt Dotson, the senior.
Now I got a question. If the clip goes from the spot of the foul, what if the foul was made 10 yards further on down the field, and you mark off the penalty from the clip?
Gary, I'm an amateur referee. I'm pretty sure though that it does go from the spot of the foul. So, but I don't think you can use it to your advantage, put it that way.
I thought I'd throw that in there. Run down the field and peel back and clip somebody and then pick up another 20 yards. Boy, that's a beautiful picture, Carl. That's one of the best ones I've seen.
Unfortunately for West Jefferson, looks like Derek Hood, who's been their top runner, he's come out of the ball game. Looks like he's a little shaken up.
West Jeff's back in the pro eye.
It's going to be 2nd and 12.
Double wide out to the far side of the field. Man in motion.
We are going back to pass.
He threaded that needle, and it was a beautiful play. He just didn't hold on to the ball, but it would have been a first down. He went right to the first down territory.
Beautiful pass by Dotson, but nice coverage on the play by Dickens.
The pass was intended for Endicott, and as soon as Dotson caught hold of the ball, Dickens hit him. Perfect defense. But
carried about 5 yards, didn't he?
Yeah, he picked him up. Dotson kind of jumped in the air to catch the ball. So when he did, about the same time he jumped in the air, that's when Dickens just went right to the waist and just carried him back about 5 yards. So we got a 3rd and 12 on the 24-yard line. Still in the first quarter. 7-0 to score. Red Raiders on top.
West Jeff's in a pro formation. Dotson back to pass again, a screen out.
And they almost got back up to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost about a couple yards that time.
In fact, that pass went to Ryan Warner, the sophomore tailback. So they just tried a little screen. They didn't try to throw downfield that time.
We're looking at a 4th and 12 on the 24-yard line. Still no different score. That has not changed. It's 7-0 in favor of the Red Raiders so far.
Can't catch a number on this punter, but he's got the wind to his back tonight, which should possibly give him a chance to get some air under one. Oh, he shanks it. He gets a nice roll. Looks like Wheelers decided to let it go. That's going to be about a 35, 40-yard punt, Gary, so no matter how you go about doing it.
Somebody told me you were being ribbed about being a commentator this year. Said you're using it for an excuse to get into the events free.
I pay just like everybody else.
Little do they know how much you paid just to help us keep this thing going. You paid enough to put 3 or 4 people in, and we will appreciate it, Keith. London Paints Plus really come to the rescue this year.
West Jeff wants a timeout.
Wow.
He was missing like he was missing maybe 2 linebackers.
London got that playoff, it'd been something else, wouldn't it? Okay, we're at 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line.
Apparently,
Jeff had a timeout. I guess he didn't have enough men on the field, right?
I think they were a little unsure of exactly what type of formation they want to be on defense. That's Laney again on the left-hand side.
Coming to the short side of the field, and he's complaining about a face mask.
It's like London's decided to offer up a steady dose of Laney over top of Gorman and Jones, running right around that left-hand side.
Well, I'm sorry, Carl. I saw you look at me. I move the microphone. Whenever I do that, he's got the headphones on. That just puts a squeal in his ear. And usually that's just a payback for when he's done screamed in my ear when I got the other headphones on. We got a 2nd and 8 on 37-yard line. London 7-0.
Could see London's first pass. Oh, Tyree's wide open
he's out in the
across the middle. Look out, fellas. Look out.
He's just going to run over somebody. That's the way you got to bring him down. You don't meet him head on. You got to bring him down. You got to get hold of him ankles. And I don't care how big you are. If you get hold of him ankles, you're going to come down.
Runs that one down the West Jefferson 35-yard line. Nice pass by Dickens.
And that's a play we haven't used that much. And I'm surprised. And we have a flag on the play.
Guess I spoke too
It's going to
soon
go off
on
or
the,
not.
Spoke too soon on the yellow hankies there, Gary.
Yeah, I think we do.
The one thing we do need to see from London on occasion is to, showcase some of that talent of Tyree as a receiver. Get him out there in the open field one-on-one, just let him run over top of some people.
2nd down, 17.
2nd and 17. We lost a few yards on that. What was the call, Keith?
Looked like it was a hold. 4:37 left to go in the first quarter.
I wouldn't want to be around Tyree.
Gary?
The score, 7-0. Like you said, 4.5 minutes in the first quarter. 7-0, London.
Option around the left-hand side. Dickens decides to keep it.
And he's going to get back about 5 or 6 of those yards we lost.
Actually picked up almost 10. It's going to make it 3rd and about 6, I think. Because it was 2nd and 17.
I'm looking at about a 3rd and about 8.
Ball out to the 39-yard line.
Yep, getting closer to your 6.
3rd down, 8.
That looks like 6 to me, Gary.
I told you 8.
PA announcer says 8.
But anyway, the score is 7-0. We got 3:44 to go in the first quarter.
London's got 2 receivers up to the top of your screen. Laney's lined up down to the bottom of your screen to the quarterback's left. Dickens in shotgun. Looking for the swing pass. He's got room. He's got Inlow
Good
out
pass,
there.
and he's got good for a first down. Good pass. Good. I mean, he played that ball on the money.
Threw it hard. Inlow did a nice job of keeping the defender on his back and coming back to the football. Nice play altogether for London.
Move the chains. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line, 51-yard line.
Right over there in that corner.
Still think you're probably seeing a more excited offensive line tonight. They seem to be playing with a lot more enthusiasm and
Well, you
a
gotta
lot more
remember,
effective.
You got a couple players back in the lineup too. And you also got to look at the 2 teams, the matchup, the 2 teams.
Dickens back to pass again. Intercepted by number 24.
Well, that was a heck of an interception, wasn't it?
Clay Adams, the sophomore, for West Jefferson with the interception.
That was a mean interception, I'll tell you that.
Looked like the ball went off of Myers' shoulder pads and kind of popped up in the air, and number 24 came down with it.
So as we have a turnover of the ball, West Jeff will take over. The Rough Riders take over on their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10. 2:54 to go in the first quarter. The score is 7, London 0, Rough Riders.
High formation with a man in motion. That's 25 Ryan Warner, the sophomore, making on the run.
Tackled by Jordy Jackson that time, but not until he picks up about a yard. A yard, that's not very much. Of course, a yard can be a lot when you only need one, huh?
Yep.
Bill Marker, he just abandoned us altogether. I don't know where he took off to.
Ooh.
Nothing doing.
That was Marcus Gandy, and it looked like Jordy Jackson also on the bottom of the pile, but I think, no, actually it's 54. That was Dusty Jones from his linebacker position. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
You heard some pads cracking that time.
And you could hear them all the way up here.
We're down to one under the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. We have a score of 7-0. Red Raiders on top. 3rd and 9 on the 48-yard line. West Jeff in possession of the ball.
Definitely in a passing situation, split backfield. Hood back to pass, or not Hood. He's wide open.
Wide open. And who caught the ball? Is that little kid? That's not Nichols, is it?
That was Dotson throwing the ball. Looked like number 4, Lincoln Elston come down with the ball for West Jefferson. That must have been some kind of breakdown in coverage there, Gary, because that little fellow got right out there, right in between 3 London defenders, and managed to make a nice catch.
There was nobody at all in the area, and I've got to give credit to the quarterback. He was able to stay in that pocket and let that pass off.
Motion to the right. Oh,
nothing doing there.
It's like Jones just made a miss on a head tackle there. Willard and Laney come up and make the stop for London.
West Jeff has put some yardage on the field tonight. I think last week they were 0 yardage on the offense.
Against Fairbanks and against Canal Winchester the week before, they didn't have much better success on offense.
So the yardage so far tonight looks pretty good.
Going into a pro formation. Looks like Hood, 32's back in the ball game for West Jefferson. At fullback, he's got the ball.
And he stood up right away. And a whistle.
There's Jordan Brock and Dusty Jones on the tackle there. I'll tell you what, London sorely missed Dusty Jones last week.
You got that right. We're down under 30 seconds to go in the first quarter, and we have a score of 7-0. Red Raiders. How about that? Red Raiders on top. 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 on the 26-yard line. And we'll end the quarters once again with the score, and we'll pick up the scoreboard and let you see it yourself as Mr. Cameraman works around to the scoreboard.
I don't know any of the players.
There you have it, folks.
I'm too old to know it.
There you have it, folks. 7-0. As Bill Gates in the background has said
I know Bill Gates.
he says he's too old to know the players, but with all his money, he don't need to know no players. Oh, now 7-0. Starting the second quarter, and Bill Gates, he keeps riding me up here.
Big play here, 3rd and 10 for West Jeff. That's Hood he's throwing the pass.
Ooh, and he was taken out. He's beautiful tackle by.
That was David Wassmuth, number 25 on the tackle. That's real close to a first down, even for the Keith cam to pick that one up, Gary. But he's real close to a first down.
They're waving for a measurement, but I don't see a measurement there. Of course, it depends on which way they lay the ball.
But nice play by Dotson, the quarterback. He played a nice fake in the line and rolled up and found his tight end real quick.
First down out of it.
Looks like he's got it.
There's first down on the 20. Oh, they're clear down to the
15, almost 15-yard line, Gary.
Down to about the 11-yard line. 1st and 10. No, further than that. 10.
About the 15.
About 15-yard line.
I look for
Well, it
West
started
Jefferson.
out there. Keith looked like nothing was just going to roll all over top of them. West Jefferson woke up and come back, and they're coming, letting us know they're coming here to play.
I look for 32 Derek Hood to get the ball quite a bit here. There he is. That's Gandy on the tackle.
That's a load to bring down. It's about 270, 280 right there.
Tell
so
you
you're
what,
not gonna walk
you
over
run
him.
into 270, 280. You run into a wall there, Gary.
That's me. I just happened to look over and see it. I'm shaking the table here, and the tripod's shaking. Then I have to hear about it because they say Carl's doing bad camera work, and when it's my fault. I have to lean up this way.
2nd and 10. I formation. Looks like Hood again around the left-hand side.
He's going to lose some yardage this time.
That's Laney out there. Nice tackle by B.J. Laney.
Got material.
Oh, we do have a hanky down on the field.
Who got hit in the back, Carl?
Looks like I got 2 penalties on West Jefferson, maybe?
Who's 54 hit in the back? Laney?
Looks like the only flag we have down looks to be a holding. They're talking to London, so looks like it's going to set West Jefferson back pretty good here. Now, if I was London, I'd be taking the penalty. Nope.
Against West Jefferson, penalty has been declined. There was a loss.
Well, I think they could have made it about 2nd and 20, 22 or 23, and looks like they've opted to take 3rd and 16 here. So,
With the ball being on the 21-yard line. We have a score of 7-0. We're 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. London ahead.
3rd and 16 passing situation for West Jefferson. Dodson's back to pass. He's got a man open across the middle. And he's got a flag on the play too. Number 5, Nate Harris on the reception for West
Beautiful
Jefferson.
concentration, beautiful catch. And I'll tell you what, this is something that you don't see out of West Jeff teams, is throwing the ball. They've probably thrown more tonight than I've seen them throw in the 3 or 4 games that we've done for television.
That's going to be an interference call against London. You don't want to second guess the officials, but they all bumped just
How you
about
get
the same
interference
time.
when he caught the ball?
Well, he bumped him and then he caught the ball and threw the flag before, I guess. So that's only half a distance to goal penalty, but that is going to bring him down to the.
It's going to bring him down to scoring territory.
Inside the 2-yard line.
First down on the 2-yard line. West Jefferson knocking on the door. Rep Riders, you go.
I don't think it takes much brains to pick this one out. 32 Derek Hood's probably going to run this over the right-hand side, and there he is.
And he stood up, and he probably lost a yard.
Looked like Gandy and Jones on the tackle there.
You're not going to get a whole lot, I don't think, right through the middle there. Not on a delayed play like that. The quickest way to that is to probably be a quarterback sneak, would be my thought. Oh, there's that little number 4 sneaking in the game.
Yeah.
Lincoln Elston.
I'd look for West Jefferson. Keep probably with their game plan, keep running right at 21 Tyree over the right-hand side. There he is again.
There's no denying that. Touchdown, West Jeff. And the confetti flies. And we have a score of 7-6 so far, pending the extra point. West Jeff let us know that they come to play. And I was looking for a good ball game, and so far we've got one. Like they say, you can throw the records out the window when these two teams play. And I heard a radio announcer say they'd like to throw them records out the window right now. Oh, they got a kicker too. That ball's going over in Madison County somewhere, down inside of London.
That was Ian Huffman, the tight end, that kicked that one through. Nice extra point.
So with 9:19 to go in the second quarter, we have a score of 7-7. That means it's tied up. Nobody's ahead. So we get set for the kickoff. West Jeff is in their famous pre-huddle pre-kickoff huddle. I'll get it out here in a minute. We have a score of 7-7 with 9:19 to go in the second quarter.
Huffman showed us a good leg on that extra point, Gary, and on the first kickoff he kind of shanked it a little bit. Maybe that's their plan, to kick it low, and that's going to go out of bounds.
Yep, which automatically looks like get the ball on 35-yard line. Did you get it clear up to 35?
I think it is 35 in high school.
That's not a good idea there. That's good field position.
Well, one of the keys I was looking at for the ball game was the special teams play, and we'll get into that here in just a second. Because London does have some speedsters back there at the return position, so maybe that's a plan by West Jefferson. Their kicker seems to have a pretty good leg, but just want to try to keep the ball low and maybe get one of the upbacks to field it for London.
Seven is the score with 9:18 to go in the second quarter. London takes over 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. Set up in the pro eye, quick handoff, quick hitter.
Looks like Laney got about 3 yards over the left-hand side.
Did I get tricked that time? Was that the first man through or the second man through?
That's the second man through. I think one thing we're finding, West Jefferson's running over top of their right-hand side. West London's running over top of their left-hand side. It's almost becoming predictable, and when that gets predictable for London, look for number 18, Brandon Wheeler, on the bottom of your screen in single coverage against West Jeff.
Trying to get comfortable here.
Fumble. Looks like Willard's on it. But it's going to be a 1-yard loss for London, and going to bring up about a third and 9.
We still have a score of 7-7. 3rd and 8.
So far tonight, we've seen on the passing side from London a little bit of use of Tyree and a couple of quick outs to Myers so far. Of course, one of them was intercepted.
He used
one of them was brought
Tyree
back
the
by
one
a penalty.
time. He used the Tyree the one time. We haven't gone back to him.
London's got 2 receivers out to the bottom of your screen and nobody covering them. Now they switch another man out. Dickin back to pass. He's looking for Wheeler short.
He threw about the only place he could throw it to keep from being intercepted.
Nice coverage by 24, Clay Adams. Yeah, you're right, Gary. He did throw it low and outside, hoping maybe Wheeler would dive, but I guess Wheeler didn't think he'd get to that ball.
Looks like we might be a 3 and out. I got that right that time, Carl?
You got it.
As Carl picks up the cheerleaders. Our cheerleaders are a long ways off tonight.
This time Enlow gets to punt the ball with, looks like the wind's kind of died here. It's getting dark here in West Jefferson.
Does that kill the wind when it gets dark?
I think it does. That's part of physics, isn't it, Gary? I think I covered that in high school.
Oh, in West Jeff.
No, not at West Jeff. High snap, it's over his head. Enlow's going to pick it up and he's going to try to punt it. He does get off a low kick. Nice athletic play by Enlow.
Play by Enlow to get the ball.
That's going to net out about almost a 12-yard punt for Enlow after punting all the way back from his about 3-yard line.
Whoa, but if it can happen, it'll happen to London. We're looking at 7:41 to go in the quarter. In the second quarter, score 7-7. And what happens? The snap, the long snapper, he really snapped it long that time. Ball went a good 5 yards over Enlow's head. Enlow was quick enough to get back there. If they'd had to rush on, we might have been in trouble.
Yep. It's like Dotson over center. Gives to the first man through.
I lost the ball that time. Oh, there it is.
That was the first man through. That looked like Ryan Warner, the fullback, on that play. I think what we're seeing here is typical West Jefferson football. You know, they never seem to have the biggest offensive linemen, but they do a very nice job of holding their blocks just long enough for the back to get through. I bet they're outsized 30, 40 pounds a man on that offensive line.
I'm sure there's a big difference in the size there.
He's keeping it on the left-hand side, nowhere to go.
and he's smothered by a host of tacklers. Dotson was the ball carrier that time.
It looks like Jordy Jackson getting up from the bottom of the pile for London.
Jordy's probably our leading tackler this year so far.
I would think he'd be close. Big play here because this on 3rd and 7 almost puts West Jefferson in a passing situation.
We're looking at 3rd and 7 with 7-7 to score.
2 men to the top of your screen. They bring a man in motion coming at you.
Dickens follows the motion man. His quarterback lays it up. He lays it up for grabs. Nearly picked off by Dickens.
34 Tom Endicott, the tight end out there, had to look over his shoulder.
Picked off a beautiful pass, but a beautiful defensive play too.
Almost like a jump ball out there, huh, Gary?
Yeah. Those are the plays you want Wheeler in on because he has a way of reaching out and snatching that ball. So we got Wheeler and Myers back to return the punt this time as we got a 4th and 7 on the 48-yard line. And the way their defense is playing, I wouldn't be surprised they might not pull one.
Nate Harris back to punt for West Jefferson. He kicks with the left foot. It's like another short punt. Myers up on the return.
And
Fumble the ball. I thought he was down, Gary, but they're going to call it a fumble.
He looked like he was down too.
Looks like number 64. Who we don't have listed in our program, so he must be a freshman, Gary.
Fumbles are just biting us big time this year. I've never seen a team in London fumble as much as these kids do.
Now, if my statistics are correct, I think that makes fumble number 9 for London this year, lost. And I don't count the fumbles that
so the Rough Riders take over.
On their own.
They didn't lose anything on that punt. As a matter of fact, they gained about 5 yards.
First man through.
We're down to 5:52 to go in the second quarter. Score still 7-7.
Like nice tackle by Micah Stokes. Looks like Gandy in there. And Dusty Jones in there again on the tackle.
And West Jefferson's not going to lay a roll over. I heard a prediction tonight. I won't even say what the prediction is, but we're nowhere near the prediction that I was told was going to be. A prediction made by William Bill Markley.
It's like they go with the first man through again. That's Dusty Jones again on the tackle for London. He's been all over the place tonight.
London looks like they might be starting to tighten up that defense some.
Well, Jones is a leader, and they sure seem to miss him out there last week against Northeastern.
Yeah, he is off with a concussion there for a week or so. But he looks like he's back up to par now. We have under 5 minutes to go in the first half. We have a score of 7-7. Rough Riders have the ball on the own 36-yard line, 3rd and 7. On London's 36-yard line.
Potential, trying to get a timeout, West Jeff is. Put a man in motion. Now looks
they're
like
going to get a time because it's going to be a delayed game.
Well, it's going to back them up 3rd and 12, Gary, so that's going to definitely put them in a passing situation now.
I didn't quite understand what was going on. I seen you saying there's wanting a timeout. Maybe the coach was trying to tell them they're going to run out of time to call a timeout.
Looks like now West Jefferson's going to go ahead and take a timeout.
Timeout, Rough Riders. Okay, working fine. Carl rigged up a new gadget here for his camera, and I got the thumbs up, so evidently he knows what he's doing.
Looks like West Jeff's going to run the same play they was trying to get off before. Dotson's back to pass. He's got plenty of time. Gandy's chasing him down. Here comes Jordan Brock.
He gets the pass away, and there's a flag on the field.
That's number 5, Nate Harris, who made the other big reception.
Gandy was moving pretty good there, wasn't he? You wouldn't ever see that, was you, Carl? You probably
I see it.
Get 275 pounds moving. Looks like illegal.
Bring it back.
Illegal receiver downfield.
He had too much time to throw the ball. That automatically going to make an illegal receiver down the field.
I think that might be lost of down also. That's going to bring up a 4th down situation for West Jefferson. They're bringing in their punt team.
So both teams are doing their share, making their share of mistakes. So we got a 5-yarder penalty. So now it's what's going to make it. They haven't changed it down. It's still 3rd.
Looks like West Jefferson may just going to go ahead and go for it.
3rd and a month. It's only
London
3rd down.
doesn't have the right players on the field, and they're going to have to call timeout.
Well, something's going on here because you were saying there's going to be a 4th down.
Well,
I think we were thinking the same thing, but it's only 3rd down, so why wouldn't they go for it?
Well, it looked like they sent in their punt team.
The live action here, there was a penalty, and London thought they were going to punt, so they decided to...
It's only about 3rd and 18 here, Gary. We thought it was 4th. Dotson around left-hand side on the option. Nowhere to go.
That's going to make it 4th.
Look like Dusty Jones again on the tackle.
Still going to be about 4th and about 18. 4th and 17.
You know what happened there? It looked like West Jefferson put about 5 replacement players in. Looked like they were sending in their punt team. London then turned around and put their punt receiving team in, and they ended up lining up to go for it.
Oops, that went too long. We got 3 minutes and 40-some seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. We have a score. London 7, West Jeff 7.
It's like Harris back to punt again. He's not gotten off a deep one yet tonight. There's a nicer punt. It's a high punt. Myers grabs it.
And boy, I tell you what, he didn't get a hold of that ball too good.
Call that in softball. We call it an ice cream cone. When you get it, when you got a whole bunch of the ball still showing.
6-yard line.
He was bobbling that ball.
For the Red Raiders.
We've got, I don't know what the problem is, but I don't like the way they handle the ball.
Well, 3:30 to go here in the 2nd quarter, right before halftime. This could be a big momentum boost one way or another. Either West Jefferson shuts down, or if London could sustain a drive, they might build up some confidence for going into the 2nd half.
London come out at the beginning of the game, just went right straight down the field with like nothing at all going to stop them, and then all of a sudden, boom, everything's been just going crazy for us. We have a score of 7-7 with 3:30 to go. London and Pro I, 1 wide out, and somebody jumped on one side.
Right-hand side of London's line jumped a little bit there.
I hear some fans from West Jefferson saying that London moved first, so we'll just see who the call goes against. Oops. The Raiders get a 5-yard penalty, making it 1st and 15. You lost it down there to official?
No, that's a replay.
Official Smith. You've already been called down on your officiating.
I'm going to spend some time with some officials on Sunday the 24th, so after that I'll be completely up to snuff. I won't miss another one ever again.
Then they'll call you Snuffy Smith.
Pitch around the left-hand side to Laney. He's got some room. He's got lots of room around there.
Got one man to beat. Got one more man to beat. They kept coming from out of nowhere.
He didn't beat 88 Brandon Erb, but I'll tell you what, he did get a nice 1st down.
Covered a lot of territory there.
I think that helps BJ. You know, having the cast off the left hand, so you know, if he's running around the left-hand side and get that ball switched over to his left hand, and he just gets his head up and he picks up speed, and he just makes people pay for it when they get to him.
Yeah, because once he gets ahead of steam up, we have a 1st and 15 on the 45-yard line. 7-7 is still the score. We are in the 2nd quarter with 3:20 to go.
London's got plenty of time just to march it down the field here. That's Laney again, left side.
He's got some room. He's still on the move. And it's another 1st down for Laney. There's about 30 yards and 2 carries there, Keith.
Both of them over the left-hand side. That's become fairly predictable for London, but if it works, why fix it, you know?
That's right. If it works, why fix it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'm the master of the...
You know I'm going to be
me and Yogi Berra, we're right up there.
I like that. If it works, why fix it? Why not?
Like Dickin under center. That's Willard, the fullback, over the right-hand side. They switch it up that time, and he's got another first down.
They're running some misdirection plays. Looks like they're coming from last year's playbook. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say I haven't seen these plays this year, but it looked a little bit like last year's team. Well, see, this Mr. Calhoun come in with almost a new playbook. And these kids had to almost have to start from scratch to learn this new system. So it takes time. So now I think, from what I'm seeing, looks like he's putting back in some of the
London's got two receivers at the top of your screen and nobody out there to cover him. Dickens is just going to run left. This is a design play. Oh, there's a
hole, man.
Unfortunately for London, that play is going to come back.
You can see material stretching.
Yeah, it looked like Willard got a hold against us that time. Willard wanted that play to work so bad. He saw Dickens come flying around that side there, and so he said, "Well, I'll stop somebody." It's kind of hard, even though we know it's wrong. It's kind of hard to fault a man when he's trying as hard as he was to make that work.
Yeah, they're actually going to call. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty instead of a 10. So that's going to hurt London a little bit. But first and 26. 2:15 to go here before halftime, and London's still got plenty of time to ground it out on the ground if they want, but
score's still 7-7. Like you said, 2:7 to go in the second quarter.
Looks like that's Laney around the right-hand side this time. He does have some room. Nice cutback.
And
that's going to bring up about 3rd and 12, or 2nd and 12, so London's right back in. Only about a minute 40 left to go before halftime.
We are in a 2-minute drill.
What's that score again, Gary?
That score is 7-7, Keith.
Who's ahead, Gary?
London has got 7, and West Jeff's got 7. Snuffy?
London's offensive line seems to be got their confidence back on this drive.
We got Bill Gates leaning over in the corner watching the game.
High formation. Dickens back to pass. He's looking for Wheeler going to the corner route. He runs under it. Oh,
just the ball just about a few inches too long. Wheeler made a dive for it. That's one of them passes where you throw it and figure they're going to be there, let them run under it. He didn't quite get there because we got 3rd and 12.
Tell you what, it was a beautiful route and a beautiful throw. I almost thought that one was going to go for London. But it's going to bring up 3rd and 12 and almost a minute left to go before halftime.
Wheeler put that short fake on and picked up speed.
You know, London doesn't have to go for the touchdown here with almost a minute to go here. All they have to do is try to pick up 12 yards in the next 2 plays, try to at least maybe get themselves into a field goal situation, maybe get the lead at halftime. That's Dickens, fakes the pitch to the left, he's back to pass.
And
Tyree over the middle.
Tyree.
A little bit too high there.
Tyree wide open and flat in the middle there.
Well, London's looking at 2 down, 4th down, they're going to just have to go for it here. Too far for a field goal. You'd be looking at a 47-yarder.
We're down under a minute to go in the game in the first half. Score 7-7.
London's going to take a timeout here and try to talk it over and find out what they want to do.
Okay.
4th and 12 for London. You put Laney to the bottom of your screen, 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Dickens back to pass, he's rolling left. Willard out there in front of him protecting, he's throwing the lob to Wheeler. Wheeler's up.
Ooh.
Huffman out there covering him, number 14. Well, London should be proud of that drive though, Gary. Marched it on down the field and ought to give them a pretty good confidence boost going in the second half of the game.
Well, we still got 51 seconds to go in this second quarter. Score 7-7 as Rough Riders take over 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line.
I think we'll see West Jeff try to put the ball in the air here with 50 seconds left.
With this team, where these young coaches are nowadays, it's hard to tell what you're going to see.
London's defensive line's been getting pretty good pressure on
He might just try to ground out and get out of this quarter with a 7-7 tie.
Gave it to the first man through, 25, Ryan Warner, the sophomore fullback.
These new clocks that they have nowadays with the second hand picking makes it look like you're really flying.
It's like West Jefferson's just going to take one more play and try to get on out of this first half with a 7-7 ball game tie against London.
Now's where you pull out the trick.
Well,
Act like you're going to
got two receivers at the bottom of your screen here. Maybe they might try something. It's just a straight handoff to the fullback. Nothing doing there. Nice play by Dusty Jones.
As time will run out, we're going to have a score of 7-7 at halftime. London 7, West Jeff 7. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? A well-fought contest as we go into halftime. Okay, we have a good shot of the scoreboard there, 7-7 at halftime.
Commander Brad Senior and Junior Field Commander Kristen Stanbaugh. Tonight's show includes portions of our contest show, Little Shop of Horrors and Mac Line on trombone, Skid Row featuring Light and Dunn on tenor sax, and Somewhere That's Green, Ryan Blair on trumpet.
and dancing. Good
West Jefferson lines up to come back out on the field. We're getting ready to get into the Second half, we have a score of 7-7. You have Gary McNeil and Keith Smith here trying to give you some rundowns on the game. So far, Keith, it's been a fairly even game. Both teams have made their fair share of mistakes.
Well, we've seen some mistakes, but we've seen at times some very solid offense from both teams also.
We've seen at least 2, I think, fumbles and 1 interception for London.
Too many coaches got to wait.
As we got Bill Nobby Gates over here.
I'd say for London in the second half, they may need to open it up a little bit on offense. We saw that first drive, they ran the ball down the field really well, but since then their offense at times has looked pretty inept.
How inept, okay. I'd look that one up too. Carl, how we doing on time?
112. You too?
So we'll take a break and wait for the London team to come out.
Who got the key?
Okay. We're getting ready to start the second half. Once again, I'm back at you with the same score.
Well,
7-7.
Memory serves me, West Jefferson now has the option to receive, and I would guess that that's what they do for the second half.
Is that how that works? I thought if you kicked off at first, you automatically got to kick off.
Well,
Receive the second half.
they always have an option of either kicking off or receiving, but I think they'd want the football.
Remember one year London kicked off twice. They messed up somehow. I don't know if it was a mess up, but they kicked off the first half and the second half.
That's what we're doing now.
No, London received it first half.
Okay. So then I was right. That's what I was saying.
Not necessarily. You get the option.
How? What do you mean you get the option?
If you win the first flip, you get the option to either defer to the second half,
right?
Or you can either kick off
then
or
it's
receive.
over. So if you kicked off the first half, then you got to receive the second half.
You ain't got to.
You don't have to. You can kick off both halves if you want. Back to kick. That's nice tackle on the play by 50. I couldn't catch that number, Gary.
I'm still looking at it.
That might have been.
Who's 51?
That'd be Kyle Thomas on the play for London. Looks like Matt Russell was also in there for London on the play. Looks like West Jefferson is going to start out 1st and 10 at the West Jefferson 21-yard line. 7-7's the score here as we open up second half of play.
Lucky sevens, huh?
Dotson, second man through, is
Warner the ball carrier.
Warner.
Jordy Jackson, your tackler. Jordy Jackson on that tackler. Warner come through there pretty hard, though. He's picked up a good 2 or 3 yards. That was a hard 2 or 3 yards there, too.
1.5.
So it's going to be 2nd and 8. West Jefferson has put in a few pass plays, and we've seen them throw the ball fairly successful tonight.
We're down to under 11-minute mark.
Dotson's to keep around the left side, nothing there.
Nowhere to go at all. Nothing doing.
Looked like Dusty Jones and it's like Josh Dickin and Micah Stokes in there on the tackle.
And for those of you who are just now tuning in, the score is 7-7.
Who's ahead, Gary?
Whoever's got 7.
What quarter?
We got to be in the 3rd quarter. Any more questions, guys? Because I got answers for everything you got.
I want to know what's West Jeff going to do here at 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11?
From their own 20-yard line.
They're going to run a play. How about that?
Looks like they've sent 2 receivers to the top of your screen. They've gone to number 5, Harris, a couple times tonight.
Somebody right in the flat.
He's back to pass. That's a fumble. Looks like West Jefferson's on it, but Dusty Jones blitzed from his right outside inside linebacker position and put a crushing hit on Dotson.
He knew it was going to be a pass.
Yep. It's almost automatic pass, so they'll be kicking the ball standing pretty close to their end zone.
So far, West Jefferson's been kicking away from 18-wheeler. They've been making sure that the punt's been toward Myers every time.
18-wheeler.
18-wheeler.
How about that?
All right.
Me and Yogi Berra, we do them all.
Hey, he's a poet, don't know it.
Short snap. He's in trouble. It's blocked. It's blocked. It's out of bounds at the West Jeff 5-yard line. It's going to be West Jeff's ball. No, that was David Wasmuth, 25, looked like on the block for London.
That was the punter kind of fumbled the snap, which gave London time to get in there and make that block. Because there for a minute, a few seconds, I didn't think they was going to go after the block.
This looks like the big break London was looking for. Could be a huge confidence booster. See, they seem to play a lot better when the momentum
takes
seems
off
to be
on
in
the
their favor.
6-yard line, 1st and goal. With a score of 7-7, we may end up with somebody in the lead here in a few seconds. And again, we may not. Who knows?
London saw a lot of success in the first half with running Laney over the left-hand side. He's going right this time. He's going in. He's touchdown.
Play. Now we have a leader. 13-7 London. And I'm hearing the same thing I've been hearing at our games. Somebody on this side said, you can't give it away, you can't give it away. Well, I don't think they gave it away. I think we took that one.
Nice play by David Wasmuth getting penetration to get the block. So let's see if London can capitalize here, put the extra point on, make it a 14-7 lead.
Myers kicking, Dale Holder. It's up, it's strong, and it's still floating. It's
Looks
good. Looks like an Olympic kick there, which makes a score of 14-7 with 9:30 to go in the third quarter. London takes the lead, 14-7. You got to make your own breaks, and so far we've made them in this quarter. Hope we can keep it going. But I still want to see a good game. I want it to be close. Doesn't that sound crazy to you? I want whoever wins, I want it to be close.
Well, one thing I've liked so far tonight, Gary, is that we've seen very few penalties and some very good fundamental football. No fighting, and just some good, solid football from both squads.
Yeah, that keeps everybody interested, Carl, when you got a close game.
Now it was close the first half, now let's blow them out the second. That's why I'm
Carl King, London's biggest cheerleader right there, our cameraman.
Get him a new skirt.
That's a scary thought, Gary. That's a Halloween image there you just don't want to see.
He told me he had pretty legs.
Myers to kick off.
Whoa, what happened?
Whistles all over the place, flags flying, chaos.
Looks like maybe Myers might have kicked before he got the go-ahead from the official.
I hate when that happens.
I do too. Why did what? You know, didn't blow the whistle. Everybody was ready to play, but because he didn't say so.
Or he must have called delay a game. So apparently, I didn't know with kickoffs you have a certain amount of time. You got to get the ball into the air.
And we got channel somebody down there, Carl, with a camera. Go down there and mug him, get that camera. Boy, we really have some shots.
And you got 2 1-2 football teams going against each other. It doesn't get much Columbus TV coverage, but this is always a great rivalry. That's why one of the Columbus radio stations is here broadcasting it tonight. Well, London prepares to kick off from their 35 now. So Myers is really going to have to get a boot into this one.
Myers has got toed if he don't try to overdo it.
Nice kick. All the way down almost to the 10. He's bringing it around bottom of your screen. Nice tackle on the play. That looked like Jordan Brock down there. Matt Russell, the sophomore.
Of course, Jordy Jackson.
And Jordy Jackson does a great job on special teams for London.
Jordy just got he's just fleet of foot.
Wow.
Fleet of foot. Does that go together?
If it ain't fixed, don't break it.
He's trying to make up for that last one, Carl.
Yeah.
If it ain't fixed, don't break it.
I seen you practicing some stuff at halftime.
Did you see?
Yeah.
It's Jeff brings Dotson, number 12, under center. First man through.
Quick hitter, and he's good for about 5 yards.
24 Adams. Like Willard gets credit on the tackle.
We're in the 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. We have a score of 14-7, London.
You know, Gary, I don't see number 32, Derek Hood, down there anywhere for West Jefferson. I wonder if he's on the bench. He looks like he must have been injured at the maybe he's not going to play this second half, but he was a real impact player for West Jefferson at the beginning of this ball game. That's 24 again. That's Adams again.
West Jefferson's not going to be denied.
That's first down.
Looks like the makings of a situation we ran into last week.
The 33-yard line picked up first down on the play.
Who's the announcer? Upstairs?
Right on the game, Gary.
I am.
First and 10 for West Jeff.
Yeah, look at that.
Coming up from West Jeff's own, it's like 33-yard line. Second man through is Warner, the sophomore, and looks like nowhere to go there. Jordan Brock on the tackle and B.J. Laney.
You're doing such a good job for me, I just thought I'd let you take over for a few seconds. So now I'll give my famous line, 7:44 to go in the third quarter. We have a score of 14-7, London on top. 2nd and 8 on the 35-yard line.
West Jefferson's been going mostly with the ground game.
Setting the per eye this time. Man in motion. Oh, and he turned too quick.
Wow, he had to.
He's back to pass. Dotson lays it out there for 34.
He didn't turn too quick.
He had to turn
It's
too
incomplete.
quick.
Yeah, the flags are down on the play.
Yeah, there's a flag over here. He was on his way to heaven.
He was on our side.
He was touchdown bound, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Now, what would that call have been if we'd intercepted the ball?
Well, London could have declined the penalty.
Got the ball.
Got the ball, so.
Just checking, because I know you have the Little League football, London area youth football league.
It sure doesn't make me an expert on football, though, Gary.
Yeah, but it helps to be able to go down there and tell them, shed some light on them with the rules.
Well, for the second time tonight, it looks like London's giving very little respect to West Jefferson on their ability to move the football. You would think they would have taken the second and 14, but they're going to give them 3rd and 9. First man through. He's going to be short of a first down. Nice tackle there by, look like Dickin on the play. That's going to bring up 4th and about a yard. Close to midfield. Looks like they're sending in the punt team, but we've seen this maneuver before.
Score 14-7 right now with under 7 minutes.
We've seen the last punt, too.
Yeah, we sure did.
Looks like number 5, Nate Harris, is back in punt formation for West Jefferson.
And we got.
Looks like we're going to have an illegal substitution here on West
that or
Jefferson.
delay a game. Comes to kill him. This game was moving pretty fast there for a while.
Yep, that's a 5-yard illegal substitution penalty.
That's not that girl Giuseppe, is it?
Yeah.
How'd she get back by here? I didn't see her.
I didn't see you take your eyes off of her.
You need to quit it.
Harris is back again in punt formation.
If that is her, I didn't see her leave.
They've been kicking away from Wheeler. This time it's headed Myers' way again. Fair catch signal. He's let it go over his head. West Jefferson gets a nice bounce.
We're not going to take any chances this time. That ball was pretty good ways over his head. He didn't, if he was planning to.
That was almost a 40-yard punt, so.
I'll give a shout out to Billy Markley. Your buddies were here all looking to see you doing some announcing, Bill, and you weren't here. So I'm sure they're going to be talking about you, so be prepared. Well, London's going to take over 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. 6:17 to go, and London with the lead of 14-7.
Wheeler split to the top of your screen, Myers at the bottom. Pitch going right to Laney. He's got some room around the outside.
Come on, man. Wow.
Looks like he's got about a 6-yard pickup.
You see a block?
That's a beautiful block. Took out 2 men, didn't it?
That was Willard on that block.
Wow.
You need a fullback like that, can get out and lead the play. Now they're calling it 2nd and 3. Looks closer to 2nd and 4 to me, Gary.
Well, you're not the one who gets to call it.
Yep, you're right. Once again, we see London running right over top of their big tackle, Brad Gorman, who's had a nice ball game tonight for London. First man through's Willard, nowhere to go.
Looked like it might have been a little mix-up there, where the back ran into the quarterback. Kind of got jammed up there. They jammed herself up. So it brings up 3rd down and about 2.5 to 3 yards. It's a long-looking 2 from here.
If they go true to form, they got Gorman lined up on the top side of your screen. Look for him to maybe run over to the left-hand side here. It's Wheeler around the left-hand side. He's got lots of room out there, and a blocker cuts it up.
Try Laney.
What did I say?
Wheeler.
Oh.
I don't know if you said Willard or Wheeler.
Oh, I knew he had Willard out in front. I'm sorry, that was B.J. Laney on the carry.
You can tell B.J. Laney by them those short legs, and they get to turning like a set of pistons going.
That's a big first down for London, almost to midfield at the...
In a 1954. London's leading right now, 14-7, with 5:04 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Dickens in the I formation. It's like Laney. Nowhere to go there, Gary.
Nothing doing. He didn't get back to the line of scrimmage that time.
Nice tackle by, looked like Ricky Harding for West Jeff.
Still a lot of football to play. We're down to under the 5-minute mark. Every minute on the minute, we give you the score, 14-7 in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 10 on the 49-yard line.
Well, I don't think we've seen London put up a pass here yet in the 2nd half, so.
Haven't had any reason to.
Looks like Dickens coming around the right-hand side. He's looking for Willard. He's got Wheeler. And Wheeler's open.
He's loose. He's loose.
He's going in.
He's gone. Oh, look, wait. Touchdown. Wheeler. And he needed that for a confidence booster because he's been having some problems of late. And Wheeler just got his little confidence booster, so look out. You're going to see a new Wheeler from here on out. As London goes up, I didn't see any flags. 20-7, pending the extra point.
Well, nice thing
beautiful catch.
Yeah, they ran Willard on the short route and Wheeler on the long route.
Had McNeil throwing the ball, and it's almost a sure thing if McNeil's throwing the ball.
Myers in for the extra point.
I taught that boy everything he knows, I tell you.
Looks good.
21-7, London up top with a time of 4:01 to go in the 3rd quarter. London will be kicking off.
We see a beautiful moon coming in over West Jefferson.
No. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone. Carl got off that real quick, didn't he? You don't want to hear me singing. Good shot of the moon. And that was a real moon, too.
And that was a big play there for London, I'll tell you. That That's going to give London a lot of confidence.
How are we doing on timer, Mr. Cameraman? 1:30.
1:31.
We're doing great.
Sounds like the Red Raider faithful's giving them a nice cheer over there.
Which they're overdue for. I didn't think we had that many people, but there's an awful lot of people standing down along the fence. So if they went up in the stands, we'd have a full stand. This could be the straw that broke the camel's back.
Well, London's still got plenty of time to turn their season around here, and a win over West Jefferson is definitely a move in the right direction. Got Madison Plains next week, as once again we're up against another county rival. Myers gets a nice foot into it. That looks like it's going out of bounds.
Kick out of bounds, though. The ball will come back to about 35-yard line.
Give West Jefferson the
ball. They've got their thing, their 1st and 10 on the 35 already marked. They must know it's going to be kick out of bounds. Rough Riders ball, 1st and 10 with a score of 21-7, London on top. We are at the 4-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Keith, you're doing a fine job because I'm just not here.
I look for West Jefferson's going to have to try to open up their offense a little bit. Being down by 14 points, I don't think it's time to get running scared yet, but they've got to try to start moving the ball a little bit here. It's like Dotson's under center. Oh, nowhere to go there.
Looks like the Rough Riders are on fire. Tackle, Big Gandy makes that tackle.
Gandy and Stokes, so he ran into over 500 pounds of football player between those two. And
mercy.
You're not going to go anywhere when you're only about 160.
Where's beef?
Yeah. We know where it is now. We just saw it.
Yeah, when you're 160 pounds and you run into over 500 pounds worth of football player, you're just not going to go too far. It's like 2nd and 11 for West Jeff. Dotson's back to pass.
He lets her fly.
That's going to be intercepted. That's David Wasmuth with his 2nd interception of the year. He's got room. He's got room. He's got one man to beat. Oh!
He wanted that touchdown. He went back against the grain. Tried to split a couple of tacklers.
David had one man to beat. He thought he had him beaten. Number 62, Ricky Harding, came from behind to catch him.
He might have made the right move, though, because if he'd have kept going to the right, I'd seen a possible chance of a try for a ball strip.
Boy, you're talking about exciting.
We the ball stripped enough that we didn't need that. So this is good. London takes over 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line.
Looks like West Jefferson's going to take a timeout to get their defensive house in order here.
A score here will really take the wind out of the sails now. It's not going to be the game I thought it would be.
If we might be able to get a view of the student section there, they're putting forth a nice effort tonight here for London. Well, there's some of them cheering there somewhere, if you can catch them.
What's that right there? The red white goal. See that?
Yeah, it must be a new mascot.
Could that be the Dancing Doom, maybe?
Oh, no. No, but I bet you lay your odds that she's over there. Well, no odds.
Back to the ball game. 1st and 10 for London. Looks like just about the 11-yard line. They got a chance to pick up a 1st down here. That's Laney, left-hand side. He picks up about 6 yards.
He's into about the 5-yard line, 5 or 4. We have a score of 21-7 with under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. London on top.
Once again, we see London going over top of Gorman and Jones, the left-hand side of the line. Nice job by those fellas.
That big Tyree sitting out there to the left, it's about time for him to slide him in the flat there and get a quick touchdown pass.
2nd man through's Laney. He's got room. He's got fighting. He's in. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
And quick handoff to B.J. Laney, and he just bowls his way, taking 2 or 3 tacklers with him, would-be tacklers with him. It goes in the score, makes the score 27-7, pending the extra point. How many's, no, we don't want to jinx him yet. We'll wait till this kick.
Well, looks like when you look at the scoreboard, London's jumped out to a pretty sizable lead, but 2 big turnovers by West Jefferson's really costed them here so far in the second half. Myers for the extra point.
And Myers is, what's that, 4 for 4?
That's 4 for 4.
You had to stop and figure that up, didn't you? You didn't have your calculator with you. You used to figuring up them paint numbers.
Yeah. 7 times 4 is 28, so. Turnovers has kind of been an important story here so far in the second half.
28-7. With 2:25 to go in the third quarter, London kind of takes over here. After a couple of miscues by West Jeff, London's on top. So Myers gets another chance to kick the ball. He's getting a lot of foot action tonight. Got to go back to the foot lock and get him some new shoes. It does me proud, Keith, to be up here with the #1 paint man in London, in Madison County. Keith Smith, London Paint Plus.
Well, I'm just happy to be here to have a good football game tonight under a full moon here in West Jefferson. And I don't think this thing's over yet, Gary. Myers kicks it low. That's number 3 coming, bringing the ball back. Matt Weil. And we got flags down on the play.
Man, what's going on? Look at these guys.
Heard a lot of screaming right there from the London coaching staff up here in the booth, so I'm not exactly sure what happened or what the play is going to be called.
I missed that.
Looks like it's going to be a clip against West Jefferson, so that's going to set them back pretty good.
Wow, returned the ball to the 28-yard line. The Rough Riders called for a clip.
That's probably what all the commotion was. The clip was called. We're down to 2:10 mark. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. 28-7 London.
That clip's going to cost West Jeff. They're going to have to start from their own 14-yard line. So they've got a long way to go to pay dirt. Get a touchdown to get back in this ball game.
7-7.
Looks like they're staying with Dotson at quarterback. The senior. First man through is nowhere to go. Looked like Willard on the tackle.
London's kind of got it together so far with this situation here. They've tightened up that line. We run into Tyree, who's already committed to Ohio State. So you know you got to have your hands full when you run into him. Andre Tyree, big Andre. We're down under the 1 minute and a half mark in the third quarter.
It'll be 2nd and 9. Dotson hands off again. Micah Stokes and Jordy Jackson on the tackle.
Jordy Jackson, he's all over the place. He just like, they ought to call him the worm.
I don't know how he gets in there. I mean, when you're talking about a 170-pound nose tackle, but he is in on a lot of
They
plays.
call Dennis Rodman the worm, and that's who Jordy kind of reminds you of on his different sport.
I'll tell you, somebody who West Jefferson's missed a lot in this second half, and we hope he gets better, is Derek Hood, who started out the ball game really strong at fullback, and he's been on West Jefferson's bench the entire second half.
Looks like he might have some ice on his foot. Is that right ankle?
Motion down to the bottom of your screen. Quick pass over to number 82, the tight end.
And it's good.
Oh, man.
Somebody did. Somebody did.
Dummel. That's Brian Dummel.
And they're picking him up too quick.
Looks like Jordan Brock seems to be a little
Man,
shaken up on the
he could
play.
have busted his back, his neck too.
See that, Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I know that had to hurt.
Yep.
Big first down for West Jefferson.
I know he came in there and ran on that.
So get one more play off here before the end of the third quarter.
Man in motion.
That's number 5. You got to watch him. Dotson back to pass. Beautiful pass to West Jefferson head coach. He made a nice catch. However, he was not the intended receiver.
Either somebody run the wrong route or somebody threw the ball the wrong place.
Number 5, Nate Harris, was in motion. They tried to throw to him, and he was headed downfield. And I think the quarterback thought he was going to stop. So, got 11 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 28-7. Who's ahead, Gary?
28-7. Let me see. Guests. Guests.
We have to guess.
Guests are leading the HOME, the home team. Homie.
Put a man in motion. Come to the bottom of your screen. First man through 25, the fullback. Nice tackle on the play by Scott Willard and Andre Tyree. And that's going to be into the third quarter.
And we have it in the third quarter. Ball will be 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. Somebody's down. Got a player down right now. We have a score of 28-7 at the end of the third quarter. Trying to see who that is hurt.
I think that was the ball carrier, number 25, Ryan Warner. And unfortunately, he looks down and he's not moving, which is not a good sign.
As Carl does a quick...
The ambulance with the squad, please come on the field, please.
As we got a quick pan of the crowd, they call for the squad. We have a player now. Maybe we can get some of the West Jeff crowd too. I don't know if we got them that much today or not.
Throwing out the cheerleaders are throwing out the footballs. This crowd's just gone silent all at once, Gary.
Well, you hate to see something like this. You don't know how bad a young man is hurt.
And I saw Scott Willard motioning for the West Jefferson coaches to get on the field before the play was even done.
This is a time, whether they like it or not, is a time for a prayer to pray that this young man is going to be okay.
Get the squad.
Yep.
That's a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, right. Who was that, Smitty?
That's number 25, Ryan Warner, being taken off the field. Reports are is that he had a shoulder injury, possibly a separation or something. Maybe combined with a neck injury, but he did get up and walk to the ambulance, which is very good to see, Gary.
Unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Red Raiders, moves the ball out to the 37-yard line.
What did they do to cause that?
Unsportsmanlike against London.
What brought that on?
When they hit him when he had that. In other words, you're not allowed to, after the guy's down, you're not allowed to foul off. They had to call something. Get out of here. You know what? Can you guys do without him? I'll call the cops.
So Gary, as we enter into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're up.
Looks like both teams are going to get in a little stretching, a little running here, try to get warmed back up. So I think, if I remember right, West Jefferson's going to have the ball, and I think they got a first down on that play. London's been flagged for an unsportsmanlike conduct call, so.
That was close to a 10-minute delay there. It worked on, Ryan Warner, I believe it was.
Yeah, he's a sophomore running back, and he's had a nice ball game up to this point, so that's the second West Jefferson running back who's gone down tonight, so.
We are going into the fourth quarter with London leading with a score of 28-7. And it's 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line. Who's got the ball?
Still West Jefferson's ball. Looks like goes the West Jeff cheerleaders. Little spelling lessons for all the West Jefferson fans.
They do that real good, don't they?
looks like we're going to finally get back to action here. West Jefferson's going to have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 47. Looks like we're going to have another delay for some reason.
And there was a huge overflow crowd. Johnny Mickey now plays Ohio State.
Oh, I'm listening to the
exactly what
radio, man. He's on the Ohio State game now. He had quite a long delay there, and he had to find something to talk about. Well, we're getting ready to start, like we said once a minute or so ago.
Well, we got up the line of scrimmage, thought we was going to have a play on. We ended up with nothing. Let me check that student section, see what that red-headed wig is doing over there. I don't know if that's a...
Bring it to about 101
if that's
soon.
a Halloween costume or exactly what that is. Is that a man or a woman, Gary?
I'm not going to say.
They don't have a shirt on, so I think it's a guy.
Oh, got a shirt on.
Cameraman says there's no shirt on that red-headed wig. So.
This is great.
Nice stockings, though.
I ain't sure what that is.
He ain't sure what that is. Now that's a good one.
Back to play.
Okay, back to play. Here we go.
Start of the 4th quarter.
1st and 10 on the 47-yard line, West Jefferson.
Looks like Dotson's back to pass. He's got number 5, Harris out here. Nice tackle by Jordan Brock and Josh Dickon on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Pick up a 9 yards. Pick up a 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 1.
It's like 2nd and 1, but that looks awful close to a 1st down to me. They're calling it short.
Well, obviously the pole over there is right on the hash mark. The ball's not.
West Jeff's got a split backfield. This almost looks like a passing formation. Man in motion coming to the bottom of your screen. Huffman back, nowhere to go. Andre Tyree.
Tyree, there's where that quickness come in at that time. Tyree come through there like a ton of bricks.
Yes, he did. Looked like an obvious passing situation for West Jeff, and they telegraphed it, and Andre got through there. Man, nice tackle for loss.
Makes it 3rd and 7 on the 49-yard line. We are under the 11-minute mark. Under the 12-minute mark. After that delay, kind of the old bones here started getting tightening up. Muscles.
Have to get Gary out there running some sprints to get him loosened back up again.
Yeah, and then call the squad to carry him off the field.
Man in motion. Dotson's back to pass, nowhere to go.
And he's swarmed under. It's nothing just on his passing thing. We have another man down for West
That looks like
Jeff.
Jordan Brock again. Nice tackle. Looks like West Jefferson's got another man down.
And he's not getting up too quick.
They've lost 2 of their running backs so far tonight. That looks like 24 Clay Adams down. They're going to be into their 2nd string tailback and running backs.
.62.
That's Ricky Harding.
Comes off kind of slowly and gingery-like. We keep on getting injuries and we don't have no team.
That's going to bring up 4th and 13 for West Jeff. London's got their punt return team in. And looks like Harris is going to be back to punt. He's been kicking away from Wheeler.
Wheeler just changed sides with
yeah, he did just change sides. It's a fake. Harris is back to pass. He's got a man open, number 3. Nowhere to nothing there. That made a 1st down too. Pass intended for Wild, sophomore wide
he's
receiver.
down, number 3.
Yeah, he took a severe hit in the head from London's punt return man that came up and made the defensive play, Wheeler.
Another sophomore. London will take over on downs, 1st and 10
Yeah.
on the 45-yard line.
So London's going to have good field position here starting the 4th quarter.
It's kind of gutsy play there. Looked like something we do last year or 2 years ago.
I'd look for London just to grind it on out from here. Like option play to the right. Laney going around the right-hand side. Nice tackle on the
Good
play.
by number 88.
Number 88, Brandon Erb.
BJ Laney, the ball carrier.
BJ Laney was your ball carrier, and he picked up about 2 yards. No, not even that. Yeah, let's give him 2 yards.
I'd just guess, Gary, but I'd say Laney's probably got almost 80, 85 yards rushing tonight.
That's a pretty good guess. You're pretty good at guessing, but I'm not going to go with it anyway. We have a score. We have a score of 28-7. Ball's on the 44-yard line, 2nd and 9. Just riding you, Keith. Just having some fun.
Looks like they're running a little reverse. That's Myers. Nobody even knows where he's at.
He's got some wings.
Hold on to the ball.
Nice run by number 12, Sean Myers. I'll tell you, I hope our cameraman caught that because there was a whole bunch of West Jefferson defensive players that didn't catch it. Myers was past him before they even knew what was going on.
And with the wheels that Myers has got, he can turn them on. Next thing that was worrying me was for the main thing is to hold on to the ball when he got tackled, and he did do that, so that's a plus.
London faked a nice option to the left and ended up running reverse around the right-hand side. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 from
18-yard line.
The West Jeff 18-yard line. In low on the bottom of your screen, Wheeler to the top. First man through's Willard, nowhere to go. Looks like the mysterious number 64, who we don't have in our program, made a nice tackle.
Scott Willard, the ball carrier.
Yeah, we don't have a number for 64.
Say, Gary, if it was playing Licking Valley or something, we could just probably make up a name and nobody would ever know who it was anyway, so.
And since they are Bogenreich, Bogey.
West Jefferson's had quite a few Bogenreichs playing over the years.
I thought he graduated a couple years ago.
Hey, he might still be dressing him though.
I kind of doubt it.
Yeah, that's Laney, lots of room, lots of room. That one's coming back. We got a penalty on London.
After a really strong run, probably going to call back on a clip or a hold.
It's going to be a block in the back, I believe, or a hold. That one's coming back.
Penalty is against London.
Now, how far does it go back? It's from the point of the foul, or?
Should be from the point of the foul. It's like 10 yards from the point of the foul.
10-yard penalty for London. Moves the ball back to 14-yard line.
It's going to replay 2nd down.
Second and about 6.
It'll be 2nd down 6.
How about that? We're on the same page, aren't we? Me and Mr. Kyle.
It was a nice run there by Laney around the left-hand side. He picked up his blockers downfield. Unfortunately, one of them decided he had to grab a jersey.
We have a score of 28-7. 8:26 to go in the 4th quarter, and the officials are just not going to let this thing go.
Penalty against London.
We're getting down there, and a touchdown turns into a bunch of penalties.
Well, Gary, hopefully we're not seeing the old London start coming back here. Hopefully tonight was a chance for London to turn the corner and turn their season around. Got Myers to the top of your screen. Look for Tyree. He's on the right hand on top of your screen at tight end. That's Laney up the middle. He's got room.
Not quite beautiful running inside by Laney.
Nice tackle by 24 Clay Adams there for West Jefferson.
He came run pretty close to first down. I think they're going to measure for it.
7-yard line.
There's 1st down. Going to be 1st and goal from the 7.
1st and goal from the 7. We have a score of 28-7 right now with 8:13 to go in the 4th quarter. London on top. Once again, 28-7.
You know, we talked about at the beginning of the program, London needed some leaders to step up, and looks like the offensive line is taking that role, Gary. That's Laney again, around right side.
He needed that one step and he couldn't get away.
Almost got away from Clay Adams there, but he did make a nice shoestring tackle.
Clay Adams showed some good running laterally there to be able to make that play on Laney, because Laney did have a full head of steam up. And we got a timeout. West Jeff. We're okay.
156.
How many minutes? What's it go?
2:40.
Oh, he's at 156? Oh.
Yeah. So we got about 7 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the game. London on top, 28-7. 2nd and 7 on the 7-yard line. 7-2-7. 7-2-7, 7-2-8, 7-2-8. Yeah, we're up.
Nice look at the West Jefferson cheerleaders there tonight. And this nice new all-weather track they just got put in here at this facility too, which is I'm sure a big plus to their track program. I think it was their 4x100 team finished 2nd in the state this year, Gary.
Yeah.
Well, that was actually last year, even though it only seems like just a couple months ago.
What we got going here, run around the track, Carl? Oh, too late.
Dicking back to pass. He's got Tyree for a touchdown. London's run the ball so much tonight that I think West Jefferson was just looking for another run, and it gets pretty easy to sneak. Even though Tyree's so big, you just sneak him out there somehow or other.
I was looking the other way, and it was something we couldn't catch it. One of those persons in with the hairdo and stuff ran around the track. We missed them. They were flying everybody was screaming for that, and we scored.
That's Myers for the extra point.
Makes the score 35-7 London.
Like
7:18 to go in the 4th quarter.
West Jeff faithful here is slowly filing out of this side of the stadium.
At halftime, I really didn't expect this game to be 7-7 tonight. Really, London started out with the first possession.
Huh?
I get it over by midnight. Ain't too bad.
Bill Gates said it might get the game over by midnight. But the West game started out, and at halftime the score was 7-7. All of a sudden, everything just went sour for the Rough Riders. And now we're looking at a score of 35-7 in favor of London.
Well, I think, Gary, I'm not sure if I got my years right, but I think West Jefferson has 46 years of winning football tradition, of having a winning record. So if they go down to 1-4 on the season, 1-3 on the season, they're going to have to win some of their next ball games here real quick to keep back above the 500 mark.
I don't know what our tradition is, but we have quite a winning tradition too. Where are you getting your information from?
That goes back. That's out of their program, actually. Well, next week London's got Madison Plains. Then we end up playing some of the Eastern Conference schools at Licking Valley, and then got Lakewood at home. Coming up.
Underway. Here's the kickoff with Myers. He puts the foot into it at about the 11-12 yard line.
It's like 31 Matt Russell and number 4 Jordy Jackson on the tackle.
They got a lot of these sophomores that run in here on special teams, getting to play a lot of ball. By this time next year or two, London's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
think we'll see West Jefferson put the ball up in the air. They've had some success with that tonight. The main target's been number 5, Nate Harris. Looks like London's put in some second-team defense into the ball game. Looks like some new linebacker or just some rearranging.
Not gonna let this game get over. Better timeout London.
Looks like London's kept most of their defensive secondary in there, but looks like they are making some changes on adding some defensive linemen. Try to get them. Justin Dillard, a sophomore, number 75, is checked into the ball game. Looks like 31, Matt Russell is going to get some play at linebacker. Looks like 84, Cameron Edley is going to get in the ball game, or Brandon Edley, I'm sorry. Akeem Clark's in there. So you can catch some of the other players. Looks like 24, Tyler Buchanan's checked in to play at safety. 68, Tyler Scott, a senior, checked in on defense. So you got a lot of new faces out there for London. Got some old faces in there too.
A lot of clean jerseys.
A lot of clean jerseys, you're right, Gary. First man through is 24. That's Adams. He's
Clay Adams. We're down to the 7-minute mark now, and the score is 35-7. We're under 7 minutes to go in the contest.
Got a lot of clean gold pants on that West Jefferson side of the ball also, so it's like getting a lot of kids in the ball game tonight for both sides.
2nd and 4 on the 37-yard line. I don't know if West Jeff has a reserve team, so if they don't, then this will be the reserve game for the reserve team.
First man through, Adams again, he's got some room. That's Wasmuth back. Nice tackle finally on the play by Josh Lewis and Marcus Gandy made tackle for London. I believe that's a couple of sophomores made tackle there, so we're getting to see some of London's youth out there getting to play in their first West Jefferson London matchup, varsity matchup.
And it's a good thing. Let these kids get some experience, let them play.
West Jeff still running their senior, Matt Dotson, under center court. First man through's Adams again. He's dragging number 75 for London. That's Dillard on the tackle.
West Jeff's got some upcoming kids that's going to be playing quite a bit of ball.
You got a penalty on the play. Thrown in the area of holding. Face mask against London.
We're going to give him a touchdown.
Let's go and give him a first down, or darn close to it.
Oh, first down for the Rough Riders from the 26-yard line.
So first down, Rough Riders here. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the ball game.
Score 35-7. 1st and 10 on the 26-yard line.
And a motion to the bottom of your screen. Dotson back to pass. Nobody out there at all. It's like a little mix-up in routes run there by the West Jeff receivers.
He had 2 receivers running in the same spot.
Second down, 10.
These guys will throw you out.
Bill Gates has fun, don't he?
Boy, Gary, this ball
Bill
game
Gates.
seems like it's been.
Back up here to throw him out.
Dotson back under center. First man through's Adams again. He's got some running room. Fumble.
Anybody's ball. Looks like it's London.
London's signal and serve. London's ball. Looks like the ball slipped away from Adams. He's slow to get up on that one. I think we'll see some second team offense now, Gary.
I got a feeling to look forward to it.
Might see Dickin, or not Deo in a quarterback.
Deo! That's Carl's famous cry. Dale.
Looks like some second team offense checking into the ball game. I see Deo leading the troops out there for London.
Just run the ball. I want the time we run it.
Deo's a passer. Sorry about
We're down to 5 minutes and 38 seconds and scores 35-7. London just recovered a fumble.
Two sophomores in the backfield for London. Russell at fullback, Jordan Brock at tailback.
1st and 10 on the 20-yard line.
Fumble.
Man,
That's West Jeff ball.
He lost. He couldn't get the ball.
That's West Jeff ball. They jumped on that thing right away. No problem with the exchange there from the center to the quarterback.
There's a situation, Carl, where you were saying he couldn't get the ball, but you don't reach down to grab it, you dive on it. He was trying to grab it and back up all at the same time. According to what I saw now, maybe what I saw was
Incorrect.
yeah, politically incorrect.
Just fell on.
Looks like it's going to be first down from London's 20-yard line for West Jeff. They still got Dotson in there under center. He's going back to pass. Nobody there. Pressure being put on there by 69 for London, Micah Stokes. So looks like London's put some of the first team defense back in there again.
Just enough to keep them honest, I guess. You get down on the 20-yard line, you want to try to keep this score pretty much the same, I guess.
Now we see Jordy Jackson checking out, so it's like they're got a few first teamers in there, but mostly second team. Clean jerseys. Dotson back to pass it. He's under pressure from Edley. Completes the pass.
Complete pass. They're going to call it incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass on that.
That pass was complete.
It looked like he had it, Gary.
He had that ball.
It looked like he brought it down, but then London hit him and they called incomplete. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for West Jefferson from the London 20. So nice pressure put on that time by Brandon Edley.
You're getting older, you
Looks like number 80, Joe Smith checking into the ball game now for London.
I know, it's getting harder and harder on the stairs.
Worse than the White Bridge.
Looks like quarterback keeper around the right side, nowhere to go. He's out of bounds. Nice tackle on the play by Tyler Buchanan, number 24.
Tyler's about a sophomore, junior too, isn't he?
He's sophomore, I think. He's actually a reserve quarterback.
Okay.
So he could be of course, Dick can only be in a junior. Tyler's a sophomore, so we could maybe see him under center at some point for London in the upcoming years.
Clock is stopped with 5:07 to go in the contest. 35-7 to London on top. 4th and 5 on the 15-yard line.
Dotson's going to keep it. He's rolling out the pass. He's got a man open. That's a touchdown.
Touchdown.
Nice catch on the play by Lincoln Elston, number 4. A nice pass by Dotson.
Beautiful play.
Well, Gary, West Jefferson's got something to celebrate. Looking at 35-13. It's good. Nice kick by Huffman. Oh, we got a motion penalty on West Jeff.
Free kick.
Oh, no, that ain't
I'd say he's got plenty of leg. He ought to be able to make this from 5 yards back. So
Bill Gates wants to get back to the county's money. He said he's getting cold. Let's get this game going.
I heard, Gary, I'm not sure of what the score was, but the 8th grade team did beat West Jefferson
I don't know.
last night. I don't have a score on that, and that's not actually a confirmed report, but that's what we did have, is the 8th grade team did beat West Jefferson last night.
I heard it was a rumor.
What kind of game?
It was a rumor.
It was a rumor. Well, I have it on reliable information from the mother of a cheerleader, so.
It's a rumor.
Well, that extra point, 35-14.
4:58 to go in the contest. And West Jeff is slowly trying to climb back up that ladder.
Well, I need a babysitter pretty soon. I'll get gas. Look at this, man. Him cold.
I ain't done nothing.
Best my score up. I give 35 to 7, I
It's quite a bit of time left, and it's like I just heard the radio man say, it was
took him 25.
35 to 14.
Yeah, with almost 5 minutes left to go, we could probably see a couple more scores here. And actually, it's kind of nice to see some of these second teamers. You know, they practice just as hard as the first teamers, so we'll see what happens. It's like London's putting in a onside kick squad. What they call typically the hands team would be in there.
The good hands people.
The good hands people. No promotion there. But London's got 10 players up within the first 10 yards to potentially try to recover an onside kick, and I'd look for West Jefferson to squib one here. They go ahead and kick deep. That's Jordan Brock back there for London. He's going to get a nice, nobody back there to block for him. He's on his own. He does get a nice run back all the way to the London 31-yard line.
The way he had that ball, looked like he could have come out of there pretty easy.
It looked like it was in back of him.
It wasn't back of him.
He held on to it. So
Yep, that's the bottom line. He held on to
he's
it.
strong.
Looks like we're going to see London's second team
You say he's
offense
strong
in
or
there.
be strong.
He is strong.
So we're down to the 4:50 mark. London takes over first and 10 on the 31-yard line. We have a score of 35 to 14.
Come on, Deo.
Linda Marks, I hope I give you enough scores tonight. You and Bill Gates.
I'd like to see Dale maybe get a chance to put the ball up in the air here. See his arm. That's Jordan Brock. He's got room. He's quick. He's fast. He's gone. Ain't nobody gonna catch him.
Get it.
Ain't nobody gonna catch him. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
He almost ran into the pylon. And we got a flag. Over celebrating. That's so dumb.
He got a penalty again. Celebrating doing what?
The only thing I can consider they're calling over celebrating.
Yeah, that's going to be an end zone celebration.
I didn't see him do anything. Trying to score up to 41 to 14.
That was a 69-yard run there by Jordan Brock. He just found a hole and worked its way to the outside and ran to the house, Gary. Now that 15-yard penalty is going to put Sean Myers back.
That is so stupid. Oh, there you go. There you go.
This is going to be a 35-yard extra point here, so that 15-yard penalty is going to make Sean really have to put the leg to this. He's got plenty of leg to make this. Got to coordinate the hold and the snap. The snap, got the hold, and it's short.
And extra point no good. We end up with a score right now of 14 to 41. London's on top with 4:37 to go in the fourth quarter. First and 10 on the 31-yard line. And some of those negative calls you've been hearing in the background are coming from Bill Gates, number 2. They can hear everything you say. They heard you talking about acting like they're from London. That'd be right on the television.
I think the temperature's probably dropped almost 30 degrees since the start of the ball game.
How cold is it?
It's starting to get cold.
How cold is it?
I don't know, only about 15 minutes. It ain't cold, really.
Yeah,
Are you sitting there? It's probably
It's
cold.
football weather, yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like
Warm it
football
up.
weather, Gary.
Warm it up.
Yeah, it's a long game there tonight.
It is a long game. Well, that injury made it be that much longer.
Looks like Myers is going to be kicking off again for London tonight. He's gotten quite a workout between extra points and kickoffs.
Celebrating the end zone, huh?
High short kick. Looks like number 4, Elston, kid that caught the touchdown, coming back with it. Nowhere to go. Looks like Deo, the second string quarterback, on the tackle for London.
Return all the way to the 30-yard line, 29, 30-yard line.
Also
First and
notice
10.
4, Jordy Jackson, getting up off the bottom of the pile there. He plays great special teams for London, doesn't he?
Yeah, he played great team all the way around. He plays on the defense squad, the special squads. He's a good ball player. And we have a score of 41-14. London on top of 4:28 to go in the contest. First and 10 on the 29-yard line. Rough Riders take over after a kickoff. Return of about 8 yards.
Looks like London's got a couple of the starting defensive backs in there, but handoff up the middle. That's a new shirt there, number 33, Cody Lindsay. He's a sophomore, or actually he's a freshman. So looks like some of the freshmen getting in the ball game for West Jefferson.
6 yards on the play. 7 down 4.
2nd and 4 from West Jefferson. I'd look for them probably just to ground out the ball, and being down by 27.
We're under 4 minutes now.
Gary's up here yawning. I think it's getting past his bedtime.
Well, it's been way past that. No, I just have been having some blood pressure
Bad, he
problems.
just snored.
Dotson's still
How you
in
know
there
I
for West
snore?
Jeff. Quick handoff. Nowhere to go there.
Nothing doing.
The time keeps running.
Yeah, keep that clock rolling.
Tackled by Marcus Gandy.
That was Marcus
Marcus
Gandy.
Gandy on that tackle.
Around the goal.
Gandy goes out.
It'll be 3rd down 3.
3rd and 3 for West Jeff. They've got their starting quarterback in there, but looks like they got a full.
Go away, Trader.
Dotson's back to pass. He's got some room. He's got a man out there in 82. That's going to be a first down. Nice catch on the play there by Brian Dumler.
Complete to
Dumel.
Trying to see who that defensive end was.
7-yard line. First
The
down.
tall number, turn 80. Is that Enlow?
Move the ball. Like they do. That's Coach Sullivan.
Okay.
It's like checking in on defense for London, 81, Bobby Dengard. West Jefferson looks like maybe they might try to throw the ball a little bit here. 2:25 left to go in the ball game. First man through is 22, Brandon Atkins, another freshman for West Jeff. So looks like they're clearing house off the bench and getting everybody into the ball game.
Give everybody a little taste of the game. We're down to 2:09 to go in the 4th quarter. 41-14 London. West Jeff's got the ball, 2nd and 5 on the 48-yard line. It's been a good game so far, Keith. Up with the exception of an injury, and come into halftime 7-7.
Well,
The thing just went crazy for West Jeff.
two big plays for London. First of all, the blocked punt that went out on the 5, and London took it right in, and then turned around and David Wasmuth gets the big interception and the run back, and that was pretty much the story of this ball game. Was London's 2 big scores off of turnovers right at the start of the second half.
Hope we've got some good shots of the workmanship that their athletic director does on the field. He does a beautiful job.
Dotson's back to pass again.
He got it
Got the
off.
ball off. Nice defensive play there
Good D.
for London on tipping that ball away by 23, Kyle Gillespie. So seeing lots of fresh faces, a lot of white jerseys out there.
Have you shown them the horse in the middle of the field, Carl? And then how they did the squares in the end zone? It's really neat the way they've done their field. I think the athletic director does that. This is one of the longest games we've been to for a while, and I said, I got that much longer yet to go so we can get it on TV tonight.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for West Jeff. About 1:42 left to go in the ball game. First man throws is that freshman. That's Atkins. He's a fullback. It's like 4th and 4 for West Jeff, and I think they'll probably just go for it here, being out at midfield with almost a minute left, just a little over a minute left to go in the ball game.
4th and 4. How are we doing on time, Carl? Real good?
21.
And the officials just aren't going to let them get this game over.
I think they're going to call possibly a
Too many men on the field.
substitute, or too many men on the field for London,
little
possibly.
substitution. And there's hardly nobody in the West Jeff stands now. That's same way in the London stands too.
Well, Gary, I can't say one team or another really dominated this ball game tonight. It's
No,
really
just
just a story of a couple
big plays.
turnovers and a couple big plays, and the rivalry continues.
What are we doing here? Delay game.
Just London gets bragging rights for just this year.
Illegal participation, penalty against London, it'll be a 5-yard penalty.
We'll get in the first down, ain't we?
Trying to.
They're just going to try to stretch this game out a little bit longer.
Yeah. We're looking at under a minute to go in the contest. And London is leading with a score of 41-14.
Might be starting the 11 o'clock news by the time we get out of here, Gary.
I've had that happen to me, trying to get the game on and get home and watch the news. I don't get to sit too often. We're supposed to be
Pitch
on
to the
channel
right.
6.
This is another
Stand
one of
back.
the freshmen. Nice run there. Looks like on the tackle, looks like we've got Gillespie down there, Matt Russell down there, and 51 Kyle Thomas. So seeing the future of the London program out here playing defense.
We're down to under 1/2 minute to go in the contest, folks. 41-14. Looks like London's going to come away with the victory.
Looks like West Jeff's going to try to get off one more play here before the end of the ball game. Pitch right. Got a little bit of room. He's out of bounds. We're going to stretch this thing out just another 30 seconds. 14 seconds left to go in the ball
and Bill
game.
Gates says no, no, no. Keep that clock running.
Well, Gary, I said one more play, and looks like we're going to have one more play.
Well, Keith, I couldn't be more happier for you tonight, because I'll tell you what, I haven't been much help. At least we did get the equipment here and got everything set up rolling. You did a great job, and I'm really happy.
Well, we've been having fun. Apparently our guest commentator didn't make it.
Oh, he was here. He chickened out. Bill Markley, our guest commentator, chickened out. I don't know where he went to. But he just disappeared.
And now it's imperative that we do have a measurement here, so we could just possibly spend just a little bit more time
Just a little more.
enjoying the top of the stadium here at West Jefferson. We can't see anything. Looks like it's going to be short. Looks like it's going to bring up 2nd and inches.
We've enjoyed playing host to the London Red Raiders team, their bands, and their
Like a
fans.
fish story
We
there.
invite you to drive carefully on your way home. We should continue success in the rest of your season.
And what a nice gesture by the announcer.
Thank you for all your hospitality now.
You behave yourself.
You behave yourself.
I'm over it.
Well, as we said before, one more play, Gary.
And here we go. Yeah, barring a penalty.
Barring a penalty or an incomplete pass. Like Dotson's under center. He's back to pass. He's going deep for number 4 who got the touchdown.
One more play.
7.6 seconds left to go in the ball game, and guess what, Gary? We're going to have one more play.
They're not going to give up. They want 6 more points.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 1. So West Jeff's either going to run out of downs or run out of time here. Actually, it's going to bring up
41 to 14.
It's 4th and inches here, so
7.6 to go on the clock. 4th and inches.
one more play. Back to pass. Looks like he's sacked. That's 51 Kyle Thomas there on a
Clock
nice
runs
sack.
out with the final score of 41 to 14 on a sack. What a fitting ending to a well-fought contest with the Red Raiders. London 41, West Jeff 14. Thank you, folks. Hope you enjoyed the game. We'll pick up the sportsmanlike conduct and the band that's going across the field. We'll just go wide and get everything we can get. What do you think, Carl?
What they do back? It's just cold.
Well, Gary, looks like another storied rivalry, another great ball game. 41-14. London comes out victorious this year.
There will always be another year.
Improves the record to 2-2. West Jefferson falls to 1-3 on the season.
What do you think, Carl? Peter out.